Manchester United were 2-1 down to Liverpool, and it looked like it was going to be one of those games where Liverpool won at 3-1 and United had given up. Now they were 2-1 down without a fight, a bit like the Manchester City game at 2-1 down. But no, Man United did something crazy, and I don't know how clear this image is on your screen, but there was Maguire sort of playing as a lone centre-back and Fernandes sort of playing as a higher centre-back. Diallo and Antony were fullbacks that were pushing really high, with Mount kind of on the right wing and Garnacho kind of on the left wing, and Ahmad almost being this right attacking midfielder and Rashford almost being this left attacking midfielder. And they basically went and played like pretty much the most attacking football they ever could against Liverpool in extra time. Ten Hag, who's been very sort of defensive, we could say, it was just crazy. So in today's video, we're going to break down 5 reasons why Manchester United got that win versus Liverpool, with a particular focus on extra time, because if we break down the game in general, Manchester United started well for about 35 minutes, and I think they had a deserved 1-0 lead. They could have actually been 2-0 up with some of the chances that they had. And then as Man United do, they let momentum slip. Liverpool had a small period where they created the game and they scored 2 goals. 1-1 might have been a fair score at half-time, but 2-1 was definitely an unfair score at half-time. United did not deserve to be 2-1 down at half-time. They played quite well in the first half. They had about a good 5 minutes in the second half, and then it was poor, to be honest. And Liverpool had a lot of transition opportunities where they could have put the game to bed. Could have been 3-1. United looked so disjointed. Liverpool running rings around us. It felt like it was a training game for Liverpool. Then Erik Ten Hag made these subs. Antony coming on, Eriksen coming on. Very questionable subs. Diallo coming on in the 85th minute. And I'd say about minute 75, minute 80, it started to change. And the sort of last 10 minutes of that 90, okay, maybe United might do something. Bosh, Antony scores. Then after Antony scores, the last 5-10 minutes, United are attacking Liverpool. A bit like Chelsea were in the Carabao Cup final. They were attacking Liverpool. But then Chelsea went and sat back in extra time. And Erik Ten Hag could have played it safe. He could have put Willy Campbell on, could have gone back to a back 4. Nah, he was like, Bruno's going centre back. Antony's going left back. Maguire, you're going to go there. Diallo, you're going to be a winger and a full back. And Man United played this really attacking game versus Liverpool. And while Liverpool did score and go 3-2 up in extra time, let's not deny that United were the better team in extra time. And I think Liverpool were expecting United to be really passive and Ten Hag to be passive, but they weren't. They were far from passive. And Man United ended up having more shots than Liverpool. They had a higher XG, higher expected threat. They had 9 of those shots in extra time. I think Liverpool had 4 shots in extra time to show how dominant they were. And Liverpool missed chances, and maybe Liverpool, when they had that 5v2, should have made it 3-1 and wrapped the game to bed, but they didn't. And Man United didn't let the game go. This was sort of how they were set up. Antony left back, Diallo right back, Bruno and Maguire were the centre backs, but Bruno often pushed into midfield. Eriksen was the DM with McTominay and Mount ahead, but there was times when McTominay and Mount almost went quite out wide. Garnacho was left wing, Ahmad was right wing, Rashford was striker, but then there was times where it almost felt like Rashford and Ahmad were sort of the 2 strikers, but Rashford was on the left striker, Ahmad was right forward, and it was almost like a 4-2-2 in a weird way, where McTominay and Eriksen was sort of the DMs, but McTominay was pushing above. It was this weird 1-2-5-1-2 sort of formation, really. It was really hard to understand, but I think because it was such a complex formation, and Antony and Garnacho were bombing down the left, Mount and Diallo were causing problems on the right, Ahmad was coming out wide to the right, Rashford was coming out wide to the left, McTominay was just running around causing problems, and Eriksen was the DM, but Fernandes was coming in and stepping up as a centre-back into midfield to help Eriksen. It was causing Liverpool a lot of problems. So I want to dive into why the 5 reasons why I think United won this game. And the first reason for me was just the energy and desire shown. And this was the winning goal. But Ahmad here, from a Liverpool corner, had just won the ball back off Harvey Elliott and laid it onto Garnacho. But there's still a long way to go. You can remember Garnacho's been doing sprints back, forth the whole game. No one could be more knackered than Garnacho. But him and Ahmad get the ball and they are just running and running and running and running. And you think there's still a long way to go. Like, you don't always score from these opportunities. It's a long way to go. It's just the 2 of them, just the 2 kids. They're running. And then Garnacho plays in a good pass here to Ahmad. But you still think Ahmad's still got a lot to do here. He's probably going to put it back to Garnacho. The defender's going to get round. Surely Ahmad, you don't expect Ahmad to score from this. Ahmad takes it out wide, and Bosh, the finish for Ahmad to put it in the corner. Like, do not underestimate how good of a finish that was from Ahmad. And that was fantastic from United. And I think that desire in the last minutes what won it. And what I noticed today, and we've slated the players for not giving 100%, in the past, but today they gave 100%. They played for the badge. They did not give up. Garnacho for me is the reason we won. And he's my man of the match, because Garnacho looked like a guy that wouldn't get off the pitch without a win. He's like, I'm not leaving this pitch until we win the game. That was how I felt with Garnacho. He did not give up. Bruno was sort of playing as a centre back while carrying a knock and looked injured. Wan-Bissaka and Højlund, particularly Wan-Bissaka, hadn't played in months. They got thrown in the deep end, not fully fit. They put the shift. Garnacho had a hamstring issue and actually only trained twice this week. He was just running and running and running. Antony was playing right wing. He looked well, looked good. He looked confident at right wing, but then he played left back and put in the shift defensively as well. And Maguire was playing centre back, but he was often pushing high. And United came to Liverpool and they attacked Liverpool. And Liverpool weren't expecting United to attack. Liverpool weren't expecting that energy and fight from United in the end. They thought they were going to be like Chelsea, sit back, beg for penalties. And that's what put Liverpool off. And I think all the substitutions and the changes and the lack of formation meant that I don't think Klopp could figure out what United were doing. Ahmad was an attacking midfielder, then he kind of was a right wing, and then he kind of was a right-sided striker. Eriksen was a CM, then a DM. Mason Mount was playing attacking midfield, but then he was sort of going to the left, and then he was going to the right, and then he was going to box. Maguire was a centre-back, but he almost stepped into striker roles at times from set pieces. And Antony went from right wing to left back. And you look at all those subs, and I'm thinking, this is really risky because you've got two defenders on against Liverpool. You've got the most open midfield in the world with not an actual DM. You've got basically 4 players who prefer playing number 10, playing across midfield, one of them being a 6. You've got 2 defenders. You've got a load of kids, a load of wingers, no actual striker. And this system worked. This system absolutely worked. And that, number 2, is because of Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo, again, the impact he made as a sub. This is him getting the ball early on, dribbling the ball with the way he carries and moves the ball centrally and then plays it on well. But he also was putting in this defensive shift. He was winning headers here, winning the ball back for United. But a lot of the times he would get the ball in wide areas and he would bring it central when he'd switch the play. He kept the ball so well. He didn't actually give the ball away, I believe. I think he didn't give the ball away. I think all his passes were accurate. He was carrying the ball. He was bringing it central, but he was also doing the Zaya. He cared so much, Amad Diallo, to trap Núñez here when Liverpool could make it 3-1, win back the ball. Sorry, they could have made it 4-2, win back the ball, and then he starts off an attack, and then about 1 minute later, we end up making it 3-3, which wouldn't have happened if maybe Núñez had a shot and won a corner. You've got to look at things like that. Amad's play was great. And even Ten Hag said on Amad, I'm so happy for him. That is one of the players who's had huge setbacks this season. He doesn't always get the time he deserves from his training performances, but when he's coming on, he shows a contribution by scoring a goal. We know he can do it. Ten Hag even saying, yeah, maybe Amad doesn't get the minutes he deserves. Ten Hag was like, okay, watch this. This guy is a baller. I think he impressed Ten Hag. But one guy that impressed me, and this isn't talking about extra time, this is talking about the general 90, was Kobbie Mainoo. It's a shame he has to play as a 6 because his ability in possession is so good that if there's a top number 6, we can push Kobbie Mainoo higher up and he can just dribble around players. It's class. Now, he did this like 4, 5, 6 times a game, but this video would be an hour long if I showed you every example. He'd just get the ball and he'd weave around a load of Liverpool players and he'd play it on. The amount of times he just weaved around Liverpool players with ease. He was so good. He was playing so with ease. I don't know how Gareth Southgate hasn't thought of, bringing Kobbie Mainoo up, but 100% dribbles completed, 100% tackles won, 31 passes completed, 2 interceptions, 1 key pass. Every time he got the ball, he kept it. His ability and build-up, he helped Manchester United get the ball up the pitch, which is something they couldn't do versus City. When Man United got the ball, he then played the ball up the pitch. Those line-breaking passes, moving the ball up the pitch, helping him build up, helping progress play. His ability as a ball-carrying midfielder, his ability to break the lines, his ability to progress play, to make things happen, to keep the ball, and his creative outlook and his runs, and he was going into the box and doing these quick 1-2s, and he almost got an assist in the first minute of the game with that pass to Wan-Bissaka, was absolutely incredible. And Carrington have created a special player in Kobbie Mainoo, but they've also created another special player in Garnacho, number 4, the 4th reason Man United won today, because for me, Garnacho won the game. His energy, his desire, his fight of I'm not leaving the pitch until we win the game, for me is what won it. He's a special player. I wrote this about him. He was a super sub last season. Now he's a starter at 19. Massive game against Liverpool when he dragged United over the line despite having a hamstring issue. Every time he got the ball, Garnacho ran at defenders fearlessly. It almost felt that whenever Garnacho got the ball, something was going to happen. Something was going to happen. He had the ball at his feet. He was running at people. Something was going to happen. His work rate has massively stood out for me this season, Garnacho. His work rate has been immense. But he was literally just running at players 120 minutes. And when you are jogging for 120 minutes, it's hard. But when you were sprinting, jogging, because he's back forth for 120 minutes, it is really hard. And I think to be that direct, to whenever you get the ball, just run at Liverpool fearlessly. He always attacked Liverpool, ran at them fearlessly, was constantly using his legs to get the ball up the pitch, carrying the ball from deep, making things happen out of nothing, creating 5 chances and getting the deserved assist for the goal. He was fantastic. And as you can see here, 5 chances created, 5 crosses, 1 assist. He looked like a £100 million player today. Statman Dave was not wrong. Shame he didn't get the goal because honestly, he deserved it today. But the fifth and final area I want to give credit to was the fullbacks. We spoke about Wan-Bissaka playing injured, putting a shift in at left back, keeping Salah very quiet. I didn't think that Liverpool's attack was quite on it today. Got a few deflected goals, but I thought Liverpool's midfield was what stood out for them today. But I want to give credit to Antony. Antony was absolutely phenomenal when he came on. He took his goal well. He made a good impact. And then he ended up being a left back, more of a left wing back he was getting. And he was working out really hard. And his attitude to perform like that in a tough period was brilliant. But Diallo, Antony was good in his cameo. Wan-Bissaka was good in his cameo. But Diallo was good all game. Diallo's improved his presence in both boxes. He's getting a better crosser. He's doing overlapping runs, underlapping runs, running into space, drawing out defenders, creating space for his teammates. He can invert into midfield because he's technically good and he's got the IQ, and he can convert into midfield and overload the midfield and help United and build up in midfield. But then he can do the overlapping traits to get the best out of Garnacho and do these quick 1-2s. And I think the fact that he can play as a left back, play as a right back, as this guy said, Harry, no angle bias. Here we can invert into midfield, use both feet, play the ball, help him build up his technical qualities in possession, his reading of the game, his IQ, the fact that he's got a lot better at defending, made a good block when Liverpool had that 5v2 that they probably should have scored from and put that game to bed. He defended well, but obviously he got up the pitch. I was an attacking threat, and Diogo Dalot has developed into an absolutely fantastic player, and I'm so happy with that. Anyway, that's 5 reasons why I think Manchester United got the win versus Liverpool in the end. I will do a more tactical breakdown maybe tomorrow in my live stream, talk a bit more formation-wise, so do subscribe for that. Thank you for watching.